It's remarkable that our work today is guided by our country's founders. Historical figures like Thomas Jefferson from the 1700s, they believed that an educated society was key to a successful democratic society. The State Land Board has a dual mission that is clearly spelled out in Colorado's Constitution. The first part of that mission is to generate revenue for Colorado school kids using the land and resources that were given to us at statehood. The second part of that mission, and it's equally important, is to preserve and protect those lands in a way that makes them viable to generate revenue for future generations of Colorado school kids. The State Land Board owns about 3 million acres of land in Colorado. In addition to that, we own about 4 million acres of subsurface that's referred to as mineral estate. About 95% of our land is leased for agriculture. But we have many other lease types as well, including recreation, renewable energy, commercial real estate, and of course mineral extraction.
All of our oil and gas leases have best management practices that our oil and gas lessees are required to follow, in addition to state regulations. We also place additional stewardship stipulations on many of those leases to protect important wildlife habitat, rare plants, or other important natural values.
Mineral extraction is far and away our largest revenue source. And our mineral leasing process is in fact quite a process. The first step, someone must nominate a parcel of land to be leased for oil and gas production. We then ask outside sources for their professional insight and advice. It may not make it past that step. If it does, it is taken to our board for approval. At that time, the board even considers public comment that was submitted regarding that nomination. If in fact our board does approve the nomination, it is then offered at public auction. If it is successful at public auction, then we've raised money for school kids. At that point, it's the operator's responsibility to comply with all local, state, and federal regulations before any development can occur.
No, only 12% of oil and gas leases on state trust lands ever get developed. Over 88% actually never get developed. The State Land Board staff monitors all our oil and gas leases in the field and make sure that they're adhering to those best management practices and those leasing stipulations. And we're serious. If we find that oil and gas lessees are not taking care of the land, we can terminate a lease.
A great example of a property that helps us to meet our dual mission is the Lowry Ranch. The Lowry Ranch is a beautiful 24,000 acre property just east of the Denver metro area. ConocoPhillips is our largest oil and gas operator on the Lowry Ranch. They do an excellent job of meeting our dual mission.
Oil and gas, you know, those are products that we use in our everyday lives. I'm not talking about just gasoline for fueling your cars. I'm talking they power our devices, they heat our homes, they help us get from A to B. They are in the makeup that we wear, they're in the clothes that we wear. They're helping, it's the products that help us cook our food every day. It's interesting as a production engineer because we are constantly monitoring our wells. We are monitoring flow rates, pressures, temperatures, all of them. And I can look at my laptop at any point and be able to tell what's going on with any of my wells. That is for a safety perspective. If there's an incident, we know immediately. And the fact that they were so safe, we have a policy with ConocoPhillips. It's called Stop Work Authority. That means if I walk out, if you walk out, if anyone walks out in one of our locations, they have the right and the requirement, an obligation to stop work on a job if they see something that's unsafe for the people around them or for the environment.
Approximately 80% of the revenues generated by the Colorado State Land Board come from oil and gas. That amounts to about $1 billion over the last 10 years. And bear in mind that 90% of those leases were never even developed. Extraction didn't even occur, but yet we were able to generate those kind of revenues for our school kids. The State Land Board serves as the primary funding source for the BEST program, which stands for Building Excellent Schools Today. And it serves as the capital construction arm for the Colorado Department of Education. Many of these schools are in rural Colorado. That's some of the neediest parts of the state because their tax base is so low. It's hard for the community to support capital construction projects. Some of these schools are in dilapidated, even dangerous condition. It's imperative that we continue to raise monies to support the construction and repair of these schools. I'm extremely proud of the work we do here at the State Land Board. What a concept, to take the land and resources that we were given at statehood, to produce revenue and support our public schools, while at the same time stewarding this land in a way that it supports the next 20 generations of Colorado school kids.